So I would let Shamsa take it from here.
All right, so for this next part, we're going to be talking about something that involves all of us. We usually talk about involve me. Today we're involving you in making money.
Yes.
Because sote tunataka kutengeza pesa, and majority of the time, especially the young people, we don't usually know where to put our money. So today we brought in someone that has a vast knowledge when it comes to where exactly you're supposed to put your money so that it works for you and not, hupati hasara. So today here on studio we have IDDI GANGUMA. He's a banker and he's joining us, and I'll let him do a proper introduction for the people that are hearing his voice for the first time. Sorry, karibu sana.
Thanks. Morning, Mombasa.
Yes.
My name is IDDI GANGUMA. As rightly introduced, I'm a banker. I've been in the financial industry for slightly over 10 years now.
Nice.
Yeah, I hope the age doesn't show, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
And I do many other things, but primarily I'm a banker. I'm in the finance sector.
Amazing. Karibu sana bwana IDDI.
Thank you,
Hii masuala ya pesa inakuanga ngumu sana. Considering kama kijana akianza kupata zile masenti ambazo anapata kutoka mwanzo, hazikuangi zinaweza tosheleza kwanza mahitaji in the first place. So it's usually a very sticky position for young people to approach money conversations. So in this conversation we want to find out what is the best way to start an investment journey. Where does that begin?
Okay, that's it's a bit of a loaded question.
Yes.
But I'll tackle it to the best of my ability.
Yes.
Or maybe before we go into that,
Yes.
I know a lot of us get confused. You know that whenever we have money, the first thing we usually think of is saving it. So maybe also if you can differentiate between saving and investing, that would be awesome for yule msikilizaji wetu anayetusikiza sahi. Because a lot of us think, sinimeweka pesa yangu. It's also an investment, but it's
true.
just in the bank. So maybe we can start from there.
And that's a much softer landing.
Okay.
Right.
So in a nutshell, saving I can say it's more or less short term.
Yes.
Na investing is long term with different aims. Ukiwa una save, we say you are, putting something aside for a rainy day.
True.
Okay, many of us, we don't know tomorrow. So many of us don't come from, generational wealth and,
Yes.
dynasty families. Leo unaweza kuwa hapa kesho, you don't know what will happen tomorrow. Yeah. So when the rain starts beating you, at least unajua there's something I have saved. It can push until I'm back on solid ground. Again.
Yes.
Mushana. Investment, you're saving for a different purpose. You are saving ndio ile pesa iweze kujizaa to multiply, to increase. So that's the main difference between saving and investment.
Yeah. Pesa ya saving unaweza shika.
Zote unaweza shika. It depends unazishikia nini.
Okay.
Because I saw a friend of mine alikuwa amepost social media anasema funny thing about my life, when I save for a rainy day, nikifungua mlango tu hivi
immediately there's an emergency.
Yeah.
So I think it even speaks to like the current economic times whereby kuishi ni expensive.
It's always raining, literally. Mashida ziko tu on standby.
Unahitaji transport, unahitaji chakula, unahitaji internet. Tuanzie hapo. Naweza kuwa ninapata kipato ama naweza kuwa sipati kipato. Kwa hicho kipato ambacho nakipata, how should I use it? We can use hypothetical figures. You can break it down. Kuna sikianga kuna kuanga na percentages sijui 50 20 sijui.
No. Yeah, we want to get into specifics like that.
Yes. Hadi unaona leo nimetoa notebook na pen.
How ni involve ni bebe man.
Andika kwa simu wewe. Nitashare notes.
So I'll start by the first point you've made.
Yes.
I'll start by challenging all of us, especially naanza kufeel mzee, you young people, to have a mindset shift.
Yes.
Your story yakuwa saizi bana, especially in this economy, mambo ni magumu, everybody. Funny thing is for the past so many years, 20 30 years, ever since I was born, nilikuwa nikisikia hizo story.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I remember when I was growing up as a kid, half a loaf of bread was 10 10 shillings.
Yes.
And then the full loaf was 20 shillings. Then kidogo ikaja ikapanda ikafika I think 13 for the small one, 25 kwa mkate mkubwa. And people are complaining, mazee maisha siku hizi bana. You see, fair town within town, matatu anywhere within town was 10 shillings. And anywhere outside town was 20 shillings. So ukiwa unapata posta unashuka Buxton was 10 shillings. Ukipanda posta ushuke anywhere Kisauni it's 20 bob, and that was life for a long time. Then ikakuja polepole ikapanda.
Lakini hiyo ni lini?
That was some good life back then.
God take us back.
Ushaona? So ikaanza kuincrease polepole mara 5 bob, mara 10 bob. So prices will always increase. Life will always, will always be complaining. So badala ya sisi kila siku kusema 2025 fair ilikuwa this much, saizi 2026 that will always be the case. So tuache kucomplain and just accept that's reality, tujipange. But now back to the main point. I think that touches right into the topic for the day. So what do you do with the little that you have for it to multiply, kuzana, increase? So the first thing kabisa, as far as I'm concerned, it's not even financial. It doesn't even touch on multiplying the money. It's about the self.
Yes.
Musema, always start with yourself. Start by investing in yourself. Okay?
Yes.
Ila anasema you cannot pour from an empty cup. Okay? Always start by investing in yourself.
Yes.
Invest in your health, because with the poor health, there's nothing else you can do. The rest of whatever we're going to discuss, for you to make money and to monitor that money and to make sure it multiplies, starts by you being healthy and being of sound mind. Kwa hivyo, it's a holistic way of, taking care of yourself. Okay? Make sure you eat healthy. Make sure you exercise regularly. Make sure you drink your water. If you're using other non-recommended products, make sure umepunguza, if not kuacha kabisa. Okay? Make sure you dress, you invest in the way you dress, the way you smell, because appearance matters in this market. Okay? There are opportunities, there are people whose doors have opened simply because of
how they look.
Okay,
yes.
This is how you dress, this is how you talk, this is how you smell. Not that you can do the job better than the next person.
Yes.
But
how you present
in psychology
yourself.
they call it the halo effect. Huyu amekuja amevaa in a certain way, yule amekuja amevaa in a certain way. Before I can even begin this interview or even talking to them about this opportunity, huyu aliyevaa hivi tayari is already a few steps ahead. Okay?
Yes.
And last but not least on that one, invest in your education. Now education nowadays, Pia, I challenge people, you see what ile education, I have a degree, let me go and get a master's in case an opportunity comes up. Wanasema a master's degree is an added advantage. Mimi niko nayo tayari. Okay? I encourage people to pursue education knowing what it's going to do for them. And many times I encourage skills-based, a skill-based education. Like unajua, after I qualify for whatever it is nasomea, I know what's going to come next.
Yes.
Okay, I know what it will help me do. Sio ile ya kuhope. Okay, because many times we had the problem in high school. How many times umekuwa shule, you're in a chemistry class, unamwangalia mwenzako unamuuliza hii mole concept itanisaidia na mimi?
100%.
I have no intention of being a scientist in future. Why am I spending hours learning the periodic table?
Yes.
And the funny thing is, even when I started doing my master's degree, you'll find people in class asking the same thing. Because tunafundishwa in this master's program, itakuja inisaidia nani? Okay? So I encourage people to, if you're going to pursue a certain line of higher education, when it comes to investing in yourself, make sure itakusaidia na nini. Sio ile nimemaliza sasa, I have the certification, wacha ningoje in case something. I think it's a waste of time.
Yes.
Okay?
We're going to put a pin there. He's first talked about investing in yourself, health, knowledge, presentation, vile unakaa, vile unavaa, vile unajichunga,
vile unanukia. By the way,
vile
it's very
unanukia.
important.
Angalia jiplug.
Yeah, by the way, I sell perfumes online. Make sure you smell nice. It's the first thing we encounter when we see you. How you smell.
You have to pay me for that ad. Right now Tone la Sporty, and then we come back and continue with this conversation. Sasa ulikuwa ushatuanzisha na ukatuambia first of all investing in ourselves. Yani nafaa nikuwe nimejichunga kiafya, nisikuwe na mahoma, pia nisitumie miadarati manini, nikuwe sawa. Nijipeleke shule, nipate skills, nipate knowledge, na pia nijivalishe vizuri. That is the first step towards investing. Step number 2.
Oh, something I forgot to add in your step number 1,
okay.
But it's a whole topic in itself.
Yes.
Mental wellness.
Wellness.
You can be well, you can be healthy, you can dress well, you can smell nice. Like upstairs there are things going on in your personal life.
Yes.
That could bring down. But that's a topic for a mental health expert. I'm sure you've had several of those here before.
Wamekuwa kadhaa.
Considering it's men's mental health month. So we had to sprinkle that in.
wenyewe hatukumbuki. The men ourselves hatukumbuki.
I got you. It's your month.
So the second thing, and before I begin this second topic, let me say most of the things, most of the tips I'll give Leo are a bit relative or subjective.
Okay.
There are some things that I will swear by, na nisema hii ni quote unquote sure bet. And kuna wengine watasema hapana. For instance, and I'm not going to talk about it because I'm not a fan. Like let's say things like cryptocurrency.
Okay.
Personally, I'm not a fan of cryptocurrency. I'm not sure how it works. I've tried to understand it. I don't want to invest in something blindly. Lakini kuna watu wengine watakwambia, boss, you don't know the power of cryptocurrency.
Yes.
You don't know that people out here are living on cryptocurrency. Because the second point I'm going to talk about is real estate. Okay? Since time immemorial, mababu zetu, they've always had that mentality ya kuwa, once you get a little money, buy a piece of land, put up a small structure hapo, pole pole. Some people are totally against that. You know, wanasema mambo ya plot, kwani kila mtu anajenga watu, kila mtu akijenga nani atakuwa mpanga.
I think ukiendelea hapo nitakuuliza which is better, to rent or to buy.
Sasa si unaona sasa. That's a whole topic on its own.
Yes.
But one of the ways in which you can invest is in real estate. Okay? Like right now, place where I live, iyo line ya Bamburi Mtambo, people who lived in that area back in the 90s and early 2000s, ukimtoa mtu who hasn't been there since then umrudishe hapo right now, they'll be completely lost. Because watakwambia back then kilikuwa ni kichaka tu. All the way from Bamburi Cement mpaka where there used to be a club called Masters, all of that was just wilderness.
Yes.
Okay? But there are people who had the foresight, the vision, they bought land there on the cheap, and now they are reaping millions. That's investment.
Yes.
Okay? So the same way, when people make an example of that, wasema mazi hapa hata mimi I wish yani zama hizo ningekuwa nimenunua. But then again I challenge a mindset shift.
Yes.
Pia wewe sasa with your intelligence and your knowledge and all the tools that we have now, kwa nini usitafute mahali ambapo on your own assessment looks like it has potential. Okay? We can't now all buy land in Nyali or in Chuda or in Kizingo or in Bamburi. Okay? Because the prices are untouchable for many people. So wewe do your own research. Jiulize with the population expansion, where can I buy land that maybe in the next 5, 10, 20 years it's going to benefit me.
Yes.
Okay? That's all I'm going to say about real estate. And maybe pia ni encourage people to buy land legally. Because in this country there's cases of land fraud ni nyingi sana. You buy your piece of land leo, unalipa mtu, mnamalizana, umeweka foundation, umeweka mabati, somebody else comes out of nowhere and asks, boss, what do you think you're doing? Ukitoa title deed na yeye pia anatoa title deed, okay? And then you spend many years in court, development in a stagnate, money paying lawyers, okay? So I just encourage people to do it the right way, use the right lawyers and all that stuff.
Yes.
And
go ahead. I was gonna ask after you're done with that. I feel like you've mentioned real estate, which is where majority of us are rushing to because that's the in thing. But there's some areas I believe are underutilized when it comes to investments. Maybe you can also touch on that.
Like what?
You're the one to tell us. I feel like with agriculture, not a lot of people are diving into that. Majority of us, we make small money and we're like, I want to buy a plot, I want to buy an apartment. Maybe as someone, you see money being moved in and out of the banks on a daily basis. I'm sure sometimes you can tell like the investments that people are going to put this money into. What are some of the areas that you feel like there's a lot of potential, but people are just not looking at them the right way?
We're heading there. And that's why nilisema subjective.
Yes.
When I talked about there are some things that some people swear by, na wengine wanasema why can't we as Africans, as Kenyans get our minds outside the box?
Yes.
Every time mtu akipata kamilioni anafikiria kununua land, either kuuza ama real estate, the main attraction of real estate compared to many other forms of investment is passive income. Okay. Yeah. All the other things that we're going to talk about, like let's touch on the agriculture that you've mentioned. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Utakuwa na shamba lako in Kwale, in Kilifi, Malindi, wherever. Okay. But every once in a while, you'll need to do the planting, and you'll need to do the sowing, and you'll need to do the weeding, and it will need constant attention.
Yes.
Okay. When you're 70 years old, are you going to be doing that? And with something like agriculture, another challenge comes in the
labor,
climate change, labor, unaona, all those things. How many times do you hear farmers saying tumepanda
mvua
haikuja? You see, so I'm not saying it's a bad investment. I'm just saying the allure for real estate niyo stability. People will always need a place to live. Okay.
Yes.
And we don't know tomorrow. Okay. One day we're going to die. You want, even in your absence, at least there's something you put up. So with the agriculture, you'll hope maybe your family, your parents, your siblings, your children have knowledge of agriculture. Okay. But with real estate, it's not as intense as those others.
Yes.
So I'm not saying everybody nenda ununue plot ujenge. I'm not saying it's the ideal. I'm just putting it out there as one option.
Yes.
Okay. Another option, another investment window that I feel is underexploited, although lately with the increase in financial literacy, kuna podcasts left, right and center. There are influencers who are talking about financial literacy na vitu kama hivyo. And the one thing that I also encourage people to do is to invest in stocks.
Okay. Yes.
Invest in stocks. It needs a little bit of research.
Stocks inamaanisha nini?
Exactly. Okay, yes, please.
Stocks. Okay, so there are I don't want to use the names of people's companies.
Yes.
So let's say there's a company called Josh Limited.
Yes.
Okay, so Josh Limited does, I don't know, is in tourism.
Okay.
You're the biggest tour provider in the country.
Okay. Any
tourist who comes to Kenya, najua, my best bet is with Josh Limited. Okay. Then Josh expands and it's big. And then it needs to, there are so many things it needs to buy. It needs to raise money. So what does Josh do? Josh decides, I'm going to list this company on the stock market. Okay. So previously, the people who owned Josh were Josh, his wife, his cousins, and maybe his parents. Okay. But sasa, the amount of capital he needs, hawezi yeye kuraise peke yake na this na the family.
Okay.
So the company is valued, it's put on the stock exchange. Now any Kenyan can buy shares into Josh's company. Okay. Any Kenyan goes to the stock exchange and angalia shares Josh Limited ni how much and buy shares. Okay.
Yes.
On the caveat that at the end of every year
atapata kakitu.
Okay. Whatever now, because previously since it was only Josh and his immediate family, whatever profits were made zilienda kwa nani? Okay. But now that the company is publicly listed, whoever has bought shares in that company gets a return on the target dividends.
Yes.
A return based on the number of shares
they have
bought. Okay. So that can be a source of a point of investment.
Yes.
Okay. So you can have shares in all these big companies that are listed, kina Safaricom, kina Equity, Kakuzi, you know, when you go to the Nairobi Securities Exchange.
Is investing into stocks long-term or short-term investment?
It can be both. It can be both depending on your needs.
Okay.
Yeah. There are people who invest for the long term. Okay. Mtu anaangalia, how has this company been performing in the past so many years? Okay. So I'm going to put my money there na I'll come back in 10-20 years niangalie, because let's say in Josh Limited, because now this is something I forgot to say, with many of these investment platforms, these investment tips that I'll give, there's an element of risk.
Okay.
Yes. There are very, very few investments that are risk proof kabisa. Okay, everything has a risk. So tuseme kama leo I'll invest in Josh's company. Okay, one share in Josh Limited goes for 10 shillings. Yes. Okay, I decide to buy shares worth 1 million. Okay, but in the future 2 things might happen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kenya might become the tourist hotspot of Africa.
Yes.
Josh now no longer operates in Kenya peke yake, but is taking people all over Africa.
Yes.
Okay, so the value in his company has gone up. Okay,
yeah.
so zile shares nilibuy at 1 million leo zinago maybe at 10 million, because that's how valuable the company is. On the other flip side of the coin, things might go bad. Okay, we might be invaded as a country, war might break up,
political instability.
Political instability nini.
Yes.
Wazungu wakawa waseme guys,
haiwezi,
atwezi, we don't touch Kenya.
Yes.
Anytime you think of tourism, do not go to Kenya. Okay.
Yes.
So the value of Josh's company does what?
It goes down.
Plunges. Okay. Zile shares nilizonunua 1 million, maybe now they're worth much less than that 200,000. Okay, that's the risk with that type of investment. So there are people, even if Vosema, for long term, you look at long term, unasema this is a solid company, it's been in the market for long, let me buy shares worth 1 million, and then in 10 years time Josh's company has increased in value.
Yes.
I'm going to sell my shares. Sasa ile share iliyokuwa inauzwa 10 shillings saizi inauzwa 50 shillings.
Yes.
And I have X number of shares. Nikiuza, I make that much money. Okay? Na pia ukumbuke, in between all those years umekuwa ukipata nini? Dividends. Every end year, as the value increases, dividend. You're credited your dividend.
Yeah.
Umeona, and there are people who do it on the short term. Okay? Ile mtu anakaa anaangalia. Now these people are called speculators. Okay? Speculator, let's say you're an economist or you're interested in a certain field. Okay? So let's say now, Josh, the company you said, Josh Limited, mtu akaangalia sema, by the way, it's now 2020, hapa tuko 2026. 20, okay, no, so let's assume this happened 2 years ago. Okay, somebody wakes up and says, it's 2024.
Yes.
In 2026, World Cup inakuja Tanzania. There'll be World Cup in Tanzania. I'm sure there'll be many people who will need accommodation and transport and nini. From where I'm seated, Josh will make a lot of money during that time.
Yes.
During that time, value ya company ya Josh itafanya nini? Itapanda. Okay, because it'll be getting increased. So what do? I buy the shares right now. Ningoje kila siku na monitor. As we move closer to the World Cup ya 2026 in Tanzania, na monitor. Nikiona value imefika at a certain level. So what do I do now? I offload my shares.
Yes.
I don't have an interest in retaining my shares na for the next 20 years. I don't know if the company will be there in 20 years. What I know is between 2024 and 2026, the company will be there, and I foresee an increase in the value of the company, so I'm speculating.
Yes.
Okay? Nanunua hizi shares with the intent of selling them in the
for
next
profit.
short period.
Yes. Hiyo ni stocks. So sasa umetupa mbili, umetupa real estate,
upate ya tatu. Ya kwanza muhimu umesahau mzee.
In myself.
Boss.
Of
Number
course.
1, always start with you. Okay?
Oh, nice. I go back to my line on WhatsApp 0700917917. Ninapata message hapo. Good morning Breakfast Club.
Good morning.
Ask the guest to describe the science of chamas and if they really come through for an individual. Anasema, personally I think chamas is just a give and take. Do you get to make interest in chamas or you basically get what you give? And then they follow up na kusema, sasa hii ni swali ya pili, na maybe if he can help us understand that watchman's theory, that you could be earning 20,000 a month and still save enough to buy land, get an architect to draw you a plan, get materials, pay for labor, and build a house while still paying bills on this side of the country.
I think you're swali ya pili ni tumtatio watch.
Thank you. I was going to say that.
Akuja tujibie tu. Malenga, kindly organize.
Sasa Malenga arudi hapa tuambie atetee huyo watchman wake. But maybe we could start from there. We believe that chamas are I believe they're the most present examples of investment vehicles in an African household, in a Kenyan household.
Especially Akina Mama.
Akina
That
Mama.
is where they bears all
taking the
the...
words out of my mouth.
Yes.
To sisi, we don't meet for chamas.
So we find pride in chamas.
Yeah.
So your topic,
yes.
It has so many angles to it, and I'm glad it's been raised because I've spent hours and hours discussing that topic.
Okay.
Because from a technical angle, what tunasema, chama only benefits, like chama kina benefit the person mwenye anapata wa kwanza. Okay?
Yes.
And then the umuhimu wa kile chama unapungua as we go towards the last person.
Okay.
What do I mean? Let's assume kuna chama cha 12 people. Okay? Wameanza January. Okay? In January, what are the prices of things?
Zilikuwa ziko juu
The
sana.
school
Zilikuwa
fees,
ziko juu, okay?
there's a lot.
No, forget about that. Look at it. Okay, it touches on the point of inflation.
Yes.
Okay, let's just take fair. Fair is the one that has been badly impacted. Okay.
Yes.
So yule ambaye alipata chama in January had a different bill compared to yule
Mwenye
atakuja
anaipata
apate
baadaye.
December. Because the more we go, nakwambia
The
prices
more
will keep doing what?
Increasing.
Will keep rising. Okay. So yule aliyepata wa kwanza hajagongwa na inflation.
Yes.
Okay. Let's assume we are raising we are a wealthy chama.
Yes.
Okay. We are ile tutachanga in a month tumpatie mtu is enough to buy an eighth of an acre in Magarini huko.
Yes.
Okay. Yule aliyepatiwa January bought his eighth of an acre for the agreed amount.
Yes.
Ikifika August, the landowners in Magarini wanakana nasema lakini some Strait of Hormuz bana Iran Israel bana sasa kila kitu sasa hivi leo tushaona
Yes.
you can't come back to the chama sema ya jamaa mazee vile tulivyoanza chama tumeagree sisi kila mtu anatoa 200,000 mimi nilipata yangu January title deed yangu hii bana wewe tutakupatia ile yako whatever else will have increased then ukafanya nini ujipange vile ushaona so we usually say and another angle like you tumesema about gender it's mainly used by
the ladies.
Ladies.
Yes.
Okay, because ladies like to commune.
Yes.
Ladies like to be together.
Yes.
Okay, ladies like to hang out every now and then and discuss whatever it is that they discuss. Okay, unajua shule nikikwambia there's a group of boys mazee tuko boys kama 15 hivi every week tuna meet kudiscuss two issues za wanaume
Once a week.
you'll come up with so many excuses hakuna madem
Bibi yangu hajakubali.
That's a lot of masculine energy every week.
Exactly. Okay, sisi kama wanaume we are wired differently.
Yes.
But after many hours discussing this topic, the conclusion that me and some people arrived at ni kuwa it gives savings discipline.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The main umuhimu wa chama, if you are to think about it, is that it gives you savings discipline. There are very few people ambao mtu anazakaa akasema mimi kila mwezi I'll be taking X amount of money from whatever I'm earning niweke aside and I will not touch it and okay.
Yes.
But if you're in a chama, if you are with your peers and your friends, unajua mimi kila mwezi chama naifaa kufanya nini kutoa a certain amount of money.
Yes.
It keeps you disciplined like that. Okay.
Yes.
So if you are super disciplined na unajijua mwenyewe kuwa you can put money aside and not touch it, then I don't think there's much use for a chama, especially if you're a man. You don't need to sit over the weekend with, you know, and to talk about soap operas and, you know, fashion and all the things that ladies talk about. Let me not sound, let me not, usije nikajipata na trend.
Chama zetu whether we talk about good things
investment,
as well, investment,
yeah,
how we
exactly.
grow.
I
But
kuna mtetezi wa machama hapa anasema chama inasaidia sana. It is a very informal way of saving as long as you have a trusted group. Kama si chama singekuwa nimeoa.
Congratulations.
But I also agree na vitu kama inflation as our guest is explaining. And then they've sent a voice note. Do you guys mind listening?
listen.
Good morning Breakfast Club. About huyu watchman mwenye ana 20,000 na amemanage kununua ardhi akajenga polepole mpaka saizi amemove in na anaishi kwa nyumba yake. What I realized because I sat down with him, it's alijinyima sana a lot of things, na most of them actually ni luxuries zenye pia sisi wengine tunaweza jinyima. For example, mimi I have to buy a good cologne every month. I have to get myself a nice watch. I have to get stuff that is good to have lifestyle, but not necessary. So hizo alijinyima. Utampata na cologne, na designer watches, designer bags. As long as amevaa nguo, amevaa viatu, hayuko uchi, yuko sawa, amestirika, that is all that matters to him. Hizi vitu zingine zote ana save. You know, hajaeka internet ya 3000 kwake. In fact anatumia wifi ya job. Jioni anaishua akifika kwa nyumba anacheza na watoto, atumii simu. So I agree to some, hizi vitu si luxury, ni necessity, ni convenience. But if you have a way to reduce ama live without things, do so. Put that money elsewhere. Utaweza kujenga kama venye huyo watchman ndugu yangu, rafiki yangu alijenga.
Yes.
Alijinyima vitu ambazo si lazima. Ni nzuri, ni sawa kuwa nazo, but sio lazima.
Kujinyima ngumu mzee.
Kula raha kufa kwaja.
Kwanza jana nimekula mokimo na pork nusu. Siwezi jinyima mimi.
Life is for living. You only live once. Another thing mesa kusema about the chamas. There are two types of chamas.
Okay.
Kuna hizo tunaita merry-go-round.
Yes.
Okay. Kila mwezi somebody is given a certain amount of money, aende amua what they're going to do with that money.
Yes.
Okay. The chamas that I strongly advocate for is that are also called investment clubs.
Okay.
Kila mwezi or kila week, let's put it monthly. Every month we meet, we chip in, kila mtu anatoa a certain amount of money. Not that it goes to somebody's pocket na next month ni ya mtu mwingine, but tumekaa tukasema a certain investment needs an X amount of money.
Yes.
Okay. So sisi kama 10 women who are seated here, okay, tukichanga tukisema kila mwezi we are chipping in this much money, at the end of 1 year, at the end of 2 years tutakuwa tumefikisha ile amount. And then now we are going to go into that investment.
Yes.
Then to decide, are we reaping from this ama do we continue, you know,
putting.
Exactly.
That's a good take of things if you look at it now, because at least there is no idea of, you know, the last person experiencing inflation.
Yes.
And you know, sorry, just to add on to that,
yes,
there was an item in the news some 3 maybe 4 years back. There's a group of boda riders, I think in Nakuru, Naivasha, something like that. Their chama was kila siku 50 bob. Okay, every single day. Mtu wa boda anakosa 50 bob. Kosa 50 bob, okay? And there's like 500 of them, okay? So many of them had already bought land and they were rent free. Kanyumba kadogo, lakini from the chama. Yes, so unity is strength.
Maybe as a banker, I know that you interact with a lot of people, you hear a lot of stories. When it comes to investing, would you advise someone, or what are your thoughts on diversification? Would you advise someone to just master one aspect of investment and just stick by it? Or would you tell them to spread their eggs and hope that not all the baskets will break? Maybe to top on that question is, what are some of the common mistakes you see when people are investing?
Okay, you've shrunk but because of time I think we should because all those were things that I was
tunaweza kuomba dakika zingine
a few
maze nangojea mahali but unaona vile nimevaa si wa kushinda.
okay.
So let me just congest it. Okay, the other item of investment that I was going to talk about is government bonds and bills. Okay, what that means is every once in a while the government borrows money from the people. Okay, there are certain projects it needs. It can either borrow externally or from the people. Okay, so you can buy what we call T-bills and T-bonds. Okay, T-bills are usually short term. So let's say una buy bill ya 100,000 and what happens is it is sold at a discount. Unaweza sikia bill ni 100,000 but when you go to buy it you only pay 95,000. Okay, then once it matures after the 3 months, the 6 months, you go and get your 100,000. Now you're not going for 95,000. You're going to get your 100,000. That is short term. Some of them are sold for much longer periods, even 20, 30 years. Okay, so you buy a bill.
Is it easy to get that money back?
Oh yes,
it's guaranteed.
It's like I said. Now every investment has an element of risk, but the risk for government bonds and bills is very, very small because they're backed by the government. Okay, in Kenya has never had a history of defaulting. But then there are some countries where, let's say, war breaks up, the government collapses. Okay, and living in an African country, there's no matter how safe we are, we should always live that 1% probability that, but they are very, very secure. Okay, so now another difference between the bills and the bonds are the long-term ones. Is it a long-term? You get periodic interest. Okay, so let's say umenunua ile ya 20 years. So unaona ile bill ulinunua 100,000. After 3 months you went for your money, mkamalizana nayo story. Okay, ukibuy ile bond ya 20-30 years, every 6 months you get something credited to your account. Okay, every 6 months. Then at the maturity period, at the end of the whole period, sasa you're going to get the lump sum that you had bought it for. That's that. The other point I was going to make, and I see mostly in us coastal communities, we do a lot of gold. Okay, gold, precious metals, nikitu we hold very, very dear. My grandmother had so much gold. Gold is not necessarily an investment tool. It's a wealth preservation tool. It shields you against inflation. Okay, so ukinunua gold leo worth 500,000, you're simply putting yourself in a position where 10 years from now you will still have a similar value because ile bei ile gold itakuwa imepanda almost symmetrically with the inflation. Okay, but it's not the kind of it's not the kind of asset that you're going to say it has made me richer. It has simply not made you poorer. Imekupreserve. Okay, bei ya vitu navyopanda, bei ya gold nayo inafanya nini? Inazidi kupanda. Okay, the second last point I was going to make was hiyo story ya diversification. Okay, see, you don't just say okay, I have my properties, niko na nyumba yangu, every month I get X amount in rent, mimi niko sawa. No. It's important to diversify. Encourage people to have a little bit of stocks. Have a government bond here. Stocks pia usinunue tu company moja, diversify across many industries. Okay? Yes, so diversification is muhimu. And then last but not least, and this is something that now where many of us fail. Many of us fail, especially vijana living this day and age, hatuna subra. Okay, building wealth requires patience and time. Okay, so wewe you'll be disciplined for 3 years, una save, una shares nini. After 5 years unakaa unaangalia like kumbe mimi bwana I still can't unaona unachoka. Whereas now when you hear things like the word that gets floated around a lot nowadays ni nini, generational wealth. Mtu anasema I want to build generational wealth. That means generations. You can't build a generation in 5 years, not even in 10 years. It's good sasa to monitor. Na wanasema people who are not patient enough to build generational wealth is because they don't care about their generations. Nikikwambia wewe work hard, build this company, buy these shares, nunua bond ya 25 years, utakaa uangalie by the time I want to be there, ushaona kwa nini mimi nijinyime and I'm not going to enjoy all this. Umeona? So tunakuwa na hiyo impatience. That's why now things like betting and cryptocurrency, things that promise quick returns. Very, very risky, but they promise what? Quick returns. Ndio wea vijana wengi Okay, if I give you 10,000 today, nikwambie sawa fanya hivi, nunua stock ya company fulani, in the next 5 years it will have increased by this much. Ama nikwambie kuna hii game ya Austria na Jordan, you can bet on this game. Unaangalia unaona and then it happens the last minute, Jordan on a draw, and then beti inakunywa maji. Muda wetu uliyoyoma kitambo. Sasa maybe you could just give us a 30 seconds parting shot on just the basics that we need to lock in that investment thing. So like I said, this is a topic that can take hours and hours, and people go to school for it. But first and foremost, please invest in yourself, in your physical well-being, in your mental well-being. Make sure you're okay. Prioritize you. Then after that, make sure you buy some stocks in a company here and there. Okay? Study the stock market. There are so many podcasts. With the internet, there's so much material. You can teach yourself literally how to trade in the stock market. Okay? See if you can buy a piece of land somewhere. See if you can invest in government bonds and bills. Kama ni gold, just make it for preservation. Diversify your assets, but most importantly, please be patient. Taratibu. You won't become wealthy in a day. Okay, Rome wasn't built in a day, like they say. So be patient, and it will drip off eventually.
Kabisa. Na tunashukuru sana Bwana Idi for making time for us between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. Yes. Bado hatujamalizana. Tutaanzisha masterclass hapa na pale, lakini tunashukuru sana. Mungu akuweke, na tunashukuru for all the knowledge that you imparted. He's talked about investing yourself. Think about some real estate, think about some stocks. Sijaona akitaja kuhusu Masako, MMF. Tutamwalika kwa mara ya pili. Hii itakuwa lesson 2 on how to invest yourself. Keep it locked, Swahili Pot FM.